So good afternoon. The Ada County Critical Incident Task Force is investigating the officer-involved shooting of a 39-year-old man in Star Wednesday morning. The man, who will be identified publicly by the Ada County Coroner's Office at a later time, died as a result of the shooting. The Star police officer involved was not hurt. The incident happened on North Main Street, just next to the Star Mercantile parking lot, just after 9:30 a.m. this morning. Star police began their investigation shortly after 8 a.m. when they were contacted about the man acting erratically and refusing to leave a family member's home. Officers talked to the man, who was agitated. Officers saw he had a gun. After a short conversation, the man agreed to leave the home and officers watched him walk away. A short time later, Star police were told the man had stolen the gun the night before and was likely intoxicated. Officers then initiated an investigation into the stolen firearm. During that investigation, Star police found and contacted the man in the Star Merc parking lot. The man was uncooperative and armed with a gun. Shortly after the contact, the shooting occurred. Officers then began rendering first aid to the man, but he died at the scene. The details of exactly what happened are still being determined. The case is under active investigation. The case is being investigated by the Ada County Critical Incident Task Force, which does an independent investigation of all use of lethal force in Ada County. Boise Police are the lead agency for this incident. Do we have any questions?
Yeah, what was that first contact with him? It sounded like police knew of this guy, and then they were notified later that he had stolen a gun. Could you go over that again?
So I can't give too many details about it because it is an active investigation. But we're looking into a call came out that we needed help over in a certain area, that a family member needed help, and that's when we conducted and looked into this. Can we redo that, or this is live, right?
Yeah, that was this morning, that call.
That was this morning, yes. What's that?
You said it was around 8.
So it first came out about 8 o'clock this morning that a family member called to help another family member, and we went there to help them.
Are you able to say where that occurred?
So I can just tell you it's in the city of Star. So I can't give you too much particulars because it is an active investigation.
It was with Star police officers, the earlier incident? It wasn't with a different agency?
It is Star Police Department, yep.
And did you say how you guys ended up back here then?
So after he had left the scene, we knew there was a stolen gun involved, and we began investigating about that stolen gun, and we were able to find and locate the male subject here in front of the Star Merc, and that's how it came back over here.
So did he employ the officers, or we don't know yet?
So it's an active investigation. I can't give that information.
You say he was uncooperative. Are there any details or some common denominators that would typically describe someone who was uncooperative with police?
So again, I know that we want more particulars on it, but because of the active investigation, there's not a whole lot that we can give right now at this point. Again, the Critical Incident Task Force is doing all they can to gather information as fast as we can, and we'll get it out as fast as we can to you.
Do we have any idea? You mentioned he had a gun. Is there any evidence right now that suggests he fired that weapon? The man who was shot by police, I mean.
Again, under investigation, I can't answer that.
And was he a local guy? Was he from Star?
So he does have family that live in Star, but that's about as much we can give out right now at this point.
And you said he was 39 years old?
39 years old, that's correct.
Do we know if he's from Idaho at least?
Or? So again, he's got family in the area, but I can't give out too much information about him.
You mentioned there was a tip that he had stolen a gun. Did that come from the family that you just mentioned, or do we not know at this point?
So it was reported as a stolen firearm, and we were able to look into that and see that it actually was reported as stolen.
Was it sorry, to clarify, was it stolen from the family member? He was hit the house that he was at? It was his family member, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Could you talk a little bit about, the rate of, we haven't seen many shootings before in Star. I know there was that suicide turned murder back in December, but aside from that, I don't know of any others or any that have occurred.
Right. This is something that doesn't really happen in Star. Again, I know it's a very scary incident. Star's a small town. We're getting bigger, but it's, again, a small, tight-knit community that we don't see this type of thing very often, and so it's always very scary when we do. And that's why we take these investigations very seriously and look deep into what happened and what occurred.
Do you know when you're going to be able to release the name of the officer, maybe tomorrow?
So I don't know for sure when we'll be able to release that.
And I hate to make you repeat yourself. If you could clarify one more time, why police were in contact with him in the first place? You mentioned there was a call to where you realized a gun had been stolen. What led to police contacting him in the first place?
So what led to the first police contact was where somebody had called asking for help because he was acting erratically and his behavior was off. So we went there to go help him and see what we could do to help. So I can't give too much information about exactly what that first contact was like, but it was there. Somebody called in saying that they needed help with him.
And those same people called again and said a gun had been stolen?
So it was reported to us, again, that the gun was reported or stolen. Yes.
And can you comment on how you, I might have already addressed this, so please forgive me if I'm taking your
Sure.
Can you address how you actually found him here at the Star Merc? Was there another phone call made, or was there a pursuit that followed?
So no, after he walked, like I stated, he walked away from the initial contact. After the initial contact, because of the ongoing information we were getting, we knew that there was possibly he's in crisis, kind of going through some things, and he also had a firearm with him. So we began looking around because that firearm was reported as stolen. We began looking around and we just found him in the Star Merc parking lot. So we had two detectives. So there's two detectives and a police officer on scene. One of the detectives was driving around and located. They had a description of what the male subject looked like and what he was wearing, and we were able to locate him here at the Star Merc. So there's no APB put out at that time, but we were consistently looking for him.
And he had the gun on him. Was he like showing it? I guess at the point that you got here.
So again, I can't answer too many questions about that, just because it's an ongoing investigation. But more information will be coming out. Any other questions?
It's a pretty busy, area, right? Part of town.
Well, and that's the greatest concern is that we have somebody who we know has been acting erratically, somebody who is possession of a stolen firearm, and he's in one of the most popular popular locations here in Star. And so, as a Star Police Department, our first thing is to make sure the community is safe, and that's kind of our mission, is to make sure that we're doing everything we can to keep the community safe. So that's why we started actively looking for him, and we found here at Star Merc we needed to address it and find out what was going on.
Did you say like race of the guy? Was he white?
Say that one more time. Sorry.
The race of the guy.
I did not say that. I can't give out I can't give out much information about him.
And to clarify, guys, sorry, one more time. So, when you guys got here, you said he was like being uncooperative with the officers?
Yes,
Okay.
he's being uncooperative. As I stated in here, we're asking him, pleading with him, and he was uncooperative with us.